and it is being transphobic. You know, and the person is he is Alpha Bell's a she.
Isn't I agree with you, and it's mad saying that, Angie. You know, it's mad saying I agree with you. But I was watching that video, and I was like, I'm literally going to go and try and get in the box because I just agree with it, every single thing that you said in that recording.
I never thought I'd see the day of you two speaking, to be honest with you, and agreeing. You know, I all I'm going to say about the subject is EQ has actually supported me quite a bit, like you have yourself when all that kicked off about me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay mutual for this, if you don't mind. But I always will respect pronouns.
Yeah. Hello, EQ.
So I just wanted to point out that obviously yous are all genetically born women, you were born women, and yous are speaking as women, but what about you talking about how, like, I'm a trans person, I'm really offended at the fact that Alphabet lies and says that they're a woman but does nothing to become a woman and thinks that transition is to grow your hair. So why aren't I, as a real trans person, allowed to be offended and say that that's not a trans person? Who's the best person to know an actual trans person?
Said that about you, EQ.
There's no other. Listen though, Angie, if you go and speak to Miss Faye or any other trans people, they will all say Alpha was not trans. So
how do you define a real trans person?
Somebody who's transitioning and on the journey, not somebody who says it and does nothing. You've got to be doing something in order to transition. So that doesn't go for pre-op people. It's Alphabet, we've watched for 4 years, has raised money to get gender reassignment surgery, spent it on elsewhere. But anybody who's pre-op now, who has still got all the male anatomy and all that, they're normally on the journey to take hormones.
Yeah, I understand why you're offended, because
we're only offended
you see
about
Alphabet as someone that's just...
No, Alphabet's influencing people because they've got a lot of young followers saying that 12-year-olds should be on hormones, when in actual fact it's best to have the blockers, and so it delays puberty because taking hormones at such a young age, whether it be testosterone or estrogen, is going to fuck them up and their reproductive systems and stuff. So it was bad advice to be given out. So it's not a trans person giving that advice. So as a trans person, then I don't acknowledge that this person is trans, because anyone who is transitioning is on the journey. They may still have all the male anatomy, but they're waiting for an appointment, let's say, to go even see the doctor for the first time. Alphabet sits there and does nothing about it and wants all the privileges of being identified as a woman while doing nothing. So I am very offended. I don't acknowledge Alphabet I don't acknowledge Alphabet as a woman. I'm a trans woman. I've had all my surgeries. I know what the journey consists of, and it's an actual journey. Some people may take a few years to do the journey, but they're actually on the journey in the meantime. They're seeing psychiatrists, you know, they're attending laser hair removal appointments, you know, this one grows a beard and everything. It's just like, so as a trans person, I don't want everybody thinking that that is what we all are and represent, and they've got a big platform, lots of younger people, and it's just totally outrageous. But think about it from the trans people's point of view as well.
Yeah, and I said that, she's gone, she likes to have a say and then doesn't like anyone to reply to her. But I said that also, I feel with EQ, because she's had the surgery and she's gone through hell and back, and she's been on that journey, that she probably sees Alpha, how dare you say you're trans when you haven't had the surgery? I've gone through all of that. You are not like me. So I understand that she feels that she's put in all this work. You get what I'm saying? And Alphabet hasn't, and all of a sudden she can just say I'm a trans. I do understand that, but I'm going by, you know, legally she is trans. And you can't argue that.
And like, how many people in the chat have got PCOS, right? And how many people in here right now could probably grow a beard? If you were born female, you've got PCOS and you can grow a beard. So like, if women with PCOS who don't shave, like, are they invalidated as a woman? Because I don't think they are, the same way I don't think that.
Can I just jump in on this, because EQ has actually said and brought into a conversation that, you know, with PCOS and all that, that's different. That is completely different.
Yeah.
Gender dysphoria is also a medical condition, by the way, for those who are mentioning it in the chat. It's in the DSM-5. It is a recognised medical condition.
The fact is, legally she is trans, and you can be done for transphobia. you know, if that's what people are doing towards Alphaba, because in the eyes of the law, she's trans. And, you know, you can have an opinion, I suppose, but it could be it might be transphobic, though, if you start calling her a he, you know, because that is what it is, you know. I don't know. She's not legally. Oh, yes, she is. Because, like I said, you just need to be living as a female. Alphaba lives as a female. You don't need to actually transition into, you know, as in have the surgery, the hormones. You don't need all the treatment. You don't need to do any of that. Keza, can we just, this word transvestite, I've also, it is a slur, that word. You're talking about cross-dresser. A cross-dresser, right, is someone that occasionally likes to wear women's clothes, but identifies as a man. Yeah, so Alphaba doesn't do that.
Yeah, and that's the difference, like between those two things. Like if you're a cross-dresser, you don't identify as a woman, but if you're trans, you identify as a woman. And like the crux of being trans is how you identify, not how you present.
Keza, it is a slur. I mean, would you say the word transvestite is a slur?
Yeah, it's an outdated word, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me just show you here, guys. I love my Google. Yes, I believe everything my Google says. 1 sec, is trans. Here we go. Yes, the term transvestite is considered, so I don't mean to keep repeating it because it is a slur. It says it right here. It's generally considered outdated and derogatory. So I've only used the word just to educate the people that keep using it. It's a slur. Yeah. Hey, Paula.
Right, I just want to clear this up, right? I done sociology as part of my degree. In sociology, it'll tell you gender as a role and sex is obviously what you're born as. So if you're born a man and choose to live as a woman, that's you're changing your gender. Your gender is a role. It's the part that you play in society. If you're born a woman and live as a woman, that's you. Your gender and your sex match up. If you go through the change as in getting, obviously, your body parts different, that is transsexual. That's where the two words are getting mixed up here. Gender is a role. You can look it up. I'm not talking shit. Gender is the role that you play, and transsexual is your organs being changed. That's where the big difference is.
And I think this is where this confusion comes in, Paula, with which bathroom do they use and do women feel safe and vice versa, which a lot of the comments are saying, you know, they go along with it, but the safety is a big issue here.
Mm-hmm. So it goes back to when you're born, it's the babies. It goes right back to you're born a pink baby or you're born a blue baby, right? So you're either a girl or a boy, right? Okay, there is intersex children, yeah, that are born with both parts. But it's the just say for layman's terms, we're going back to the pink baby, blue baby sort of thing. So if a pink baby, a little girl, grows up to enhance that role in society as living as a female, that is her gender. She fits that box. Whereas a boy, he grows up and he lives as a man. That's his gender. He's living his gender role. Whereas if a girl's born and she decides to live as a man, that is transgender. If she goes through with the operations, that's transsexual.
I agree. And I think this is why we have unisex bathrooms now, which we're moving to, rather than your pink and your blue bathrooms when you go out anywhere, to accommodate for anyone who's in any journey of their life, of their identity. And I just think we just need to move with the times, some of us. And I know people are saying about women's safety with men, but what about men's safety with women? It works both ways.
There was where out the area that I stay, there was, it's in the papers. I didn't want to name names or anything like that, but if anybody wants to look into the case, I'll explain it to you. There was a man that he decided that he wanted to occasionally live the role of a woman so that he could get into women's toilets and things. And he took an RAPE kit into the toilet and really offended badly a 7-year-old child. He's now in prison but that was his. I'm not saying all men or all trans people are like that, but that is just one instance, and I think that is why a lot of people are against trans people using, because especially where that happened in my area, it was a guy obviously dressed as a woman, went into the toilets and done what he done to the little girl, and he's now in prison for that. And I think that's where that stems from as well, because I mean, I believe equal rights. I believe live and let live, etc., etc.
But then you get into a conversation as well of what is a safe age to let your child go to the toilet on their own, because a young boy at 7 could have gone into the bathroom, and a woman could have. Do you know what I mean? I just feel men seem to get a lot of the flack for this kind of thing, and it works both ways.
I don't know if you have seen the news over the past couple of days, but the hormone blockers have been banned now for under 18s. I think that is absolutely fantastic. It's the best news ever. It's been on the news for the past couple of days.
I do agree, because you know, if you're going to go through the full there's a lot of counselling and everything that needs to be done before all of this. And you know, I'm just going to say from what, because I don't pay attention to Alf Bart. You know, I respect her pronouns. You know, but if she has been saying things and reaching out to younger people, saying this, that, and the next thing, that could be quite dangerous.
Yeah, it is very dangerous. I don't agree with that whatsoever. But the hormone blockers, I think that was, if you look up in the news, they have been blocked for under 18s. Also, what I wanted to say is, have you had a look at people that are trying to detransition? There is a lot of that. It's quite hidden. It's no as obviously.
Yes, I have. I've heard of it.
Yeah, a lot of people that detransition, that have obviously transitioned from either male to female, female to male, or whatever. They've had the operations, and now they can't live with themselves because they've made a big, huge mistake, and now they're trying to detransition. Obviously, you can't do the bottom surgery, and the mental health issues that brings as well. Whereas when Elphaba's like pushing these kids to say, go and ask for hormone blockers and go and do this and go and do that, it's not just your sexual organs that obviously, and your puberty and everything like that. It's the mental thing that they're stopping as well. Because if you look in sociology as well, I don't know what to sound like a social worker here, but if you look in sociology as well, your human brain, a human's brain, is not fully developed until you're 30. Now that is a fact. The human brain is not, I'll say that again, is not fully developed until you're 30. A lot of people think that it stops at 18. Yes, the growth hormone stops at 18, and boys sometimes goes on to 21. Girls stop growing at 16. But if you're blocking that,
I think it's about 25 for the prefrontal cortex to fully develop.
It's actually 30. They used to put it down as 25. It's actually 30. But if you look at the hormone blockers, you go through puberty. I mean, some girls, some boys can start puberty really early, but if you're blocking that at 11 years old, and you're not through puberty till, say, you're 17, 18, 19, whatever. So, because some puberty is delayed, and if you're blocking that, that's fucking somebody up mentally, not only just their physical being and internally, etc., but their mind as well. It's totally wrong.
I thought it was 21, I did. America said it's 21, that's why.
It's gone up now.
Yeah.
Oh, has it really?
Yeah, it has gone up.
Oh.
Yeah, 25 to 30,
yeah. Like you say, if you get it wrong and then you want to transition back, it's, you know.
It's really sad. There is a few people that I follow on TikTok that are going through the detransitioning. And it is really sad, and their mental health has suffered horrifically because of it, and it's really sad.
Oh.
But I'm just really glad that because it's been passed through Parliament that nobody under 18 can give hormone blockers. That's the best news. It's absolutely the best news, and hopefully that will stop people like Elphaba promoting that you can go and ask your doctor for these. But I can see
I think so as well, because you know what? I don't know what's going off I haven't looked too much into it, but kids are being told at school how to identify and that is absolutely disgusting. I was shown the facts of life at 7, and you know, looking back, that was too young. That was far too young from school. You know what I mean? They should let kids be kids. They shouldn't be ramming that down the throat. And if the child wants to be called Billy, well, don't say anything at home, but we'll call you Billy at school. What the hell?
I was just about to bring up about the schools. I don't think it's right that they teach about this sort of stuff in schools.
No.
I've actually got something in
No,
place.
I don't.
As you know, I raised my granddaughter, but I've got something in place at the moment. I had to approach the school because there's something called the RHS, and it's like religious and health education. But if you look right into it, it's about sex education in schools as well. Now, by the time my granddaughter left primary 3, she could tell the difference between a boy and a girl, right? Now, in primary 4, by the end of primary 4, they need to know, she's in the background here, she's still in the bedroom, but they need to know what the male penis is called, and they need to know what the vagina is called. Now, at 7 years old, going on 8 years old, I think that is quite damaging for a child. They are also encouraged, and you can look this up if you want to read the RHS forms and everything. There's a woman that goes onto Facebook and a woman on here that she promotes it in Scotland. They're actually educated into how to, this is disgusting by the way, and a huge trigger warning.
My mum bought me a book at 8-year-old because they were talking about it at school and I didn't know what they were on about. But I know we didn't talk about
educated into how to pleasure themselves by the time they're in primary school. Look at it, it's called the RHS. I know honestly there's so many parents that are going off their head because of this and what kids are getting taught in school.
We didn't even get taught menstruation until we were 11. Now, you know, some girls start before then. But, you know, we thought it was a bit of a joke throwing stuff around classroom, you know. We didn't have a clue. We were just having fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do think though, I do think though, and I don't know how they do it, and I don't know if they are doing it. I do think though that children, but then you'd have to be telling them the difference. This is the problem, I think. But I do think children need to know if somebody's grooming them and that it's wrong, and they need to tell an adult. But I don't know how they do it without having to go that deep into sexual education. Do you know what I mean? But I think children should be aware of stranger danger. But we say that, but a lot of families do it to children. They say a lot of friends and families are the closest ones that do it sometimes. So, you know, how do you educate a child to know that that's happening, and they've got to go to see, the blackmail behind it, the grooming. But I don't know, God knows how they do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've totally drummed into my granddaughter's head that her body's her own. She knows that her private parts are her own. And if she's not allowed, nobody's allowed to touch her body parts. Nobody's allowed.
Well done. Yeah, that's brilliant.
I mean, that's all they need to know. Is little girls and little boys that's your private part. Nobody's allowed to touch it apart from you. I mean, I ask my granddaughter when she goes for a pee, she wipes herself. When she goes for a poo, she'll shout, "Granny." And I'll say, "Is it okay if I wipe your bottom?" And she'll go, "Yes, Granny, that's fine." And she knows.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
But that's the right way to go. I mean, what we're taught as kids is don't talk to strangers.
Yeah.
But it's not just coming from strangers, is it? It's, it's been swept from under the carpet. It's family members, and it's close friends and people you think that are sound with your kid, and you wouldn't dream that they'd do that. Then 30 years later, your daughter or your son's telling you this happened with Ken. Ken, we had him round for dinner. He was always round for Christmas. Ken, your uncle Ken. You know what I mean?
It's all about
statistics. Statistics will tell you that the likelihood of a child being abused is always by somebody that they know.
Exactly. So it's not just stranger danger, is it, nowadays?
That's true, that Paula.
Yeah.
Can I just say, from someone that suffered from CA, okay, back in the day, you weren't believed. Yeah. And that's why it's so important.
Very true, Capiche. That's very true, and that's why now
so
this should be believed.
Important to teach, You know, your body is your body. That's, you know, and whatever. And also with, it's so much, I would say it's so much worse now because of the internet. And this is why it's also, and I say it all the time, check your children's devices all the time. It's so important to do that because they can be so easily groomed.
Yeah, and it's not just little girls. I mean, there is a case in Scotland as well where this babysitter was a male and the child was a little boy, and the babysitter was obviously doing what he was doing to the child. So it's not just girls. I must stress, if you've got wee boys as well, please teach them.
Absolutely. I never said it was to do with any specific gender, but it happens to both genders.
Can I just jump in? Sorry, I'm going to jump down because I need to go and set this PC up. But thank you for letting me up and having like a civil conversation.
Sorry, Angie. Another thing that I just wanted to say as well. One more thing that I stress to my granddaughter is we don't keep secrets.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have secrets. So it doesn't matter what it is you want to tell me, or it doesn't matter what I want to tell you. It's we don't keep secrets, because see, if something's broken and we don't know about it, we can't fix it. So that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
That's brilliant. Do you know what? This has been a really good conversation. You know, it's a really good awareness. This is.
And I think the advice that you've given, Paula, a lot of other parents will be able to take that on board as well.
Yeah, definitely.
The same sort of terminology and the same wording, because it's friendly wording, but with an important message.
Yeah.
And I
there
think
could be a live on this, really, to be fair, to go a bit in depth in that.
And I also feel as well, I mean, Angie said it umpteen times as well, it's not just the parents to look out for your children. The whole of society are responsible for our children, because they're...
Exactly.
So if you think something's going wrong, if you see something wrong, say it. If you see it, say it. That's always what I've said.
Children's everybody's responsibility, Paula.
Yeah, definitely. But back to the gender thing and the transsexual thing. Absolutely.
Thank you for putting me up. I'm going.
Absolutely fantastic news that the hormone blockers have been stopped for under 18s. Way to go. Brilliant. And all we need to do now is get higher sentences for offenders. Definitely. But anyway, I'm going to drop down.
All right, thanks, Paula, because I'm going to come up in a bit. I'm going to have a shower and get ready because I'm going out today.
Oh, I bet you can't wait to go out.
Hey, Dave!
Oh,
is that
Dave.
you? Dave, get in the box immediately.
Brilliant.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, that's
Come you
amazing.
so Dave can speak, please. Is that him, though, or someone else? I think he's bananaed on that account. That's his main account. Dave, are you coming in the box? I think he's banned on that one, isn't he? I'm just going to come off.
Yeah, because he made another account, didn't he?
Yeah. How did it go, Dave? Dave is back. Are you getting in the box, Dave? Because I was about to come off. Here he is.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Dave. How did it go?
I'm just on my way home.
Oh, home.
Yes, home sweet home, Alabama.
Oh, I suppose you can't talk about it, but everything good, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, 100% couldn't have gone any better.
Oh, Dave, I told you this. Why don't you ever listen to me?
So, I'll be live in an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to jump in the shower and all that. That's amazing.
Thank you for your message, everybody, and also thank you to you, Angie, for the messages.
Yeah.
Oh, we love you, Dave.
The kisses you put on the end mean a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I told you, do you listen to me more often?
Yeah. Maybe I should. Right. I shall see you all later. Yeah. Thank you so much,
Brilliant. We'll
guys.
celebrate today, Dave.
Yes, I am going to get absolutely hammered tonight.
Get that flight booked.
On live. We're going to get hammered. Bye bye.
Sending
See you
love.
later, Dave. See you soon.
Amazing.
Oh my God, that's
Oh,
brilliant.
bless him.
I told him he wasn't going to go down. Why doesn't he listen? I said, Dave, you're not going to go to jail. Listen, there's grapers and peddlers walking the street, yeah?
Facts.
Believe me, I'd go personally speak to the judge if they're going to put you away. Yeah, I mean, for God's sake.
I mean, I said that as well. I mean, whether he's... There's things that I said, I didn't think he would be sent down
No.
at all.
Yeah, oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I'm so happy for that.
Please for his kids and Christmas.
Oh, and guess what? I'm actually having a drink today. I'm not going to get sloshed, or don't worry about it. I'm not drinking red wine. I'm okay, but on spirits.
Good, because if we're doing some Angie Dave smutching later, we need some laughs.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Cows, for the gifts and anybody else. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Raise, if you're having a little drinky tonight, Ange, you know how I feel about that. But raise a glass to Dave because, you know, hopefully now this is all put behind him. He can now move on. And, you know, I don't want to touch on the MH, but, you know, it's a relief for him now and he can now start building his life again.
Yeah, 100%. And I, you know, as you know, and I think it's gonna be a good night. You know, he said he's gonna get, you know, have a few drinks. Why not? And you know, he's got good news. I think he was just thinking the worst scenario, which everybody, including myself, would do, right? You'd think the worst, wouldn't you?
You've got to prepare like that when you've got children.
Yeah.
You've got to prepare your kids, haven't you? It's awful.
Good news. Oh, am I here? Am I back?
Yeah.
It's not like talking when you're taking a call.
It turned out to be a very good day.
Definitely.
If you've just joined, guys, Dave is on his way home. He will be live in about an hour. Everyone go over to Dave's live. I don't think I'll be on yet in an hour. I'm going to have a shower and get ready and all that. So everyone go and onto and go and give him some support.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to drop on, guys, but lovely speaking to you all. I'm not going to be on for a few hours, as I've got other commitments. But look after yourself, guys, and hopefully speak
then. I'll
soon.
see you in a bit then, Capiche.
Take care. Love to you all. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Should we do a little song?
Yeah.
Would it be a bit cheeky to put Celebrations? Alexa, play Celebrations.
Let's do it.